Alright guys, welcome to another video. I'm coming to you live, well not live, it's recorded, from this woodland here, Merlin Park in Galway, and it's destroyed from the storm that we had recently, a few weeks back now. But it's kind of nice, look at this, it's kind of cool. So I'm going to take a ramble here in areas that I have never been before. So in my exploratory walk here, let's talk about the absolute shitstorm that's happened over the last few days in Ireland. What the hell is going on? Ireland is a confused mess. You know, I thought lately that things were kind of coming around a bit, but man, the country, I don't know what it is, just with people in this country, the way we think, the sort of sheep mentality, herd mentality, programmed by the rulers, those calling the shots, are government. Shame, shame, shame on you for having an opinion on something like immigration. Shame on you for stating logic thoughts like what Garron Noone did, like cancelling Garron Noone, for fuck's sake. Him above all people. Now, I don't know that much about the guy. Nice lad, real down-to-earth, Irishy, you know, traditional kind of way of talking and all that. Reminds me of the other guy. There's another guy, 3 Bucks Left. I think he's kind of based as well, even though he mightn't talk too much about it. So what did Garron say? Literally just talked, made some logical points about immigration in Ireland and how certain people are taking advantage of the system. This is a logical, simple, straightforward view. If you just stand back and look at it, that's the way it is. And now the poor devil is after cancelling all his social medias, or taking them down, closing his accounts. He might reopen them, but don't let the fuckers win, like. Jesus, he should have done the opposite. He should have kept going. You know, so what if he loses a few of his woke fans? He'll still have a couple of million, like. So I did a video on St. Patrick's Day, and when I got back, I saw that McGregor, I know it's old news now and that I'm not exactly overly on the ball with these YouTube videos, but McGregor, the whole White House thing, White House, I'm not an American, White House, come and visit the White House. That was kind of satisfying. Like, you can say what you want about Conor McGregor, you know, his character and all that. You know, he's a bit of a track record now. It's been a bit messy, let's be honest. I was never a huge fan of the guy. But at the same time, I kind of liked the fact that he was such a big name, just coming out so hard, you know, in favour of talking about what's happening in Ireland, because it really feels like the shit is hitting the fan now. And I think bad publicity is better than no publicity. And having a character as flawed as McGregor is, talking about, you know, what's going on in Ireland with the immigration thing, with the iPass thing, with towns, or small little towns, more than doubling in population, where the locals all of a sudden become a minority. This shady business of dropping off, you know, busloads of lads into, you know, some sort of building, you know, a hotel or whatever. This is bullshit, right? It's dividing the country, it's creating terrible unrest. And he mentioned the squandering of money as well, where the Irish taxpayers' money goes to, you know, non-Irish related stuff overseas, but even stuff here in the country, you know, these different divisions. You know, the children's department that just seems to seep money, billions. And we don't know exactly where it's going, so it's shady business. Yeah, I'm shooting a video here. Yeah, he's beautiful.
11 months.
11 months, yeah. It's a young dog, yeah. Can I say hello? Is he friendly, is he?
No.
Yeah, okay, really, yeah. He needs a lot of physical...
When I start talking to the people, he show me I am the most important.
Yes, yeah. He needs a lot of physical exercise, doesn't he? Incredible dog. Thanks a million. Thanks for saying hello. Even the owner there was kind of almost struggling to hold on to him while he was talking to me. So he was right to not let me pat him. The dog would have taken my hand off. Not in a bad way, but just teething, kind of a teething young dog. So McGregor shows up in the White House, you know, and the man has a good selection of suits, I'll give him that. He knows how to scrub up. Probably has more suits than I have pairs of socks, but he's looking a little bit more puffy in the face than he used to. He's not as athletic. You know, his lifestyle is catching up with him a small bit. He likes to indulge, you know, we all know that. I would safely say from experience, from my own story, that Conor McGregor is pretty much full-blown alcoholic. So people like to think that Conor McGregor, you know, he's a bit of a boyo, he's a bit of a lad. But to his credit, he's actually, like, he's better at speaking. He probably has a better vocabulary than the average Irish fella. And, you know, in his sub 2 minute chat there on the podium, I know it's a good few days ago now, but he kind of made a bit of sense. He got it out, short and sweet, straight to the point. You couldn't really round it up any better yourself, you know, even if you scripted it, really, could you? And it was like, you know, a blow to the sternum, you know, the Bruce Lee 1-inch punch that he used to do to sicken the whole out of the government. But the response from our government, our media, and the Irish left-wing department is that Conor McGregor does not represent Ireland. Conor McGregor does not represent me. So, you know, instead of people sort of entertaining what he said, they just, you know, there's a complete sort of cut-off. These felled trees sort of look a bit like that scene in the movie Predator, you know, where Schwarzenegger tries to catch the predator on he puts down a line of ivy rope and puts it underneath, and he tries to knock a big log down so that it sucks the predator up into the spikes. So Schwarzenegger's like, come on, do it, come on, kill me, come on. And he's doing all that, and the predator actually sort of cops on that there's potential hazard, you know, sharp branches sticking down, so he doesn't go near her. So look, that one is pretty bad up there. That could come down at some stage and take somebody out. So it appears in Ireland that, you know, what people like to do is they like to sort of unify the messenger with the message. You know, there's a saying that says, don't shoot the messenger, you know. That, you know, somebody can say something and what they say, it doesn't apparently represent the person themselves, but that doesn't seem to apply here with the Irish here in Ireland. In other words, like, any endorsement of McGregor is wrong, you know. So that, in other words, if you agree with what he said, you are a rapist supporter, you know. And if you ask me, that can be a very narrow-minded way of thinking. Like, no matter what somebody's actions, you know, you should still, you know, if they say something of meaning, you should still have the right to agree with it or not without being labelled. You saw back there I met a lovely Alsatian, well, German Shepherd, they called them Alsatian after the war. But even Hitler brought in, you know, animal rights laws. He stopped, you know, certain forms of trappings and stuff that he deemed cruel. So does that mean if you agreed with those laws that you also agree with his other methods of, you'll say, wiping out certain demographics? Hello, Mr. Beagle. How are you? Hello. How are you? That is a lovely, lively dog. Oh, wow. So that's my point, yeah. So the good old Irish with their anger and rage over this McGregor episode in the White House, how they're all collectively saying that this is a terrible thing for women, and indeed Trump as well is no better. Two rapists between them, you know, this kind of thing. I saw a lot of people sharing the image of McGregor with Trump, and the caption was, two rapists, you know. How many of them are actually posting or sharing content about, you know, unvetted male immigrants from very, very anti-women establishments, countries with barbaric laws, absolutely horrendous treatment of women. You know, even countries, you know, they're entitled to multiple wives and all this kind of stuff. How many of them shared, you know, the story of Aisling Murphy and got really mad over that? I would say not that many. They seem to get much angrier at the likes of McGregor than they do at, you know, somebody like that's carried out a heinous crime like the likes of Joseph Pushka will say. You know what I mean? It seems to enrage these people more. Trump annoys them more. The presence of Trump annoys them more than the fact that our streets, our towns and cities are potentially more dangerous now. The fact that, you know, a small town somewhere in the middle of Ireland now has, you know, less than half the people in there being native Irish overnight. Doesn't bother these people at all. Instead, they'll be more angry at those of us for objecting to it. This is safe enough, at least it's gone over a wall. Oh God, I'm really getting buried in here. Oh shit. Oh wow. Sort of getting myself into trouble here. So the best thing that Conor McGregor could do, if you ask me, would be to sober up and, you know, maybe repent for his wrongdoings. They'll never forgive him, like, but if he got sober, he'd gain strength that way. It'd be nice if you had maybe, you know, a slightly cleaner living individual, less flawed perhaps, but that's going to be hard to come by. we have McGregor and that's it. He is a huge name. He's a big name, you know. I mean, who else are we going to get? Rory McIlroy fighting our corner. So yeah, look, this is an interesting development. I watched the McGregor documentary on Netflix that was out about a year and a half ago, was it? And I gotta say, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and that doesn't often happen with me and Netflix. And speaking of Netflix, there's a new series out. I don't know, I'm sure you heard about it. It's hard not to hear about it because it's shoved in our face. And that is Adolescence. Stephen Graham, all right, pal? You okay, pal? Yeah? Everything all right? Everybody's praising him to the hilt that this is the best show on Netflix ever. I got one episode in and I was bored out of my mind. I was willing to sit through the blatantly painful propaganda. Sorry guys, but young knife criminals in the UK, they don't really look like that. So I got a new iPhone and it's kind of snazzy in how it zooms in. It's freezing today. Not really freezing, but it's 7 degrees, 6.5 actually. But it feels like -2, so it feels like -2 today. And I'm in shorts and a big warm jacket. That's the Galway look. At least it's not North Face. Here's it going. Are you going out later on? Where are you heading? Buskers, yeah. It's beginning to grow. There's a lot of new fresh growth here. I like it a lot. I like this time of year. These woods, sometimes they get, you know, woods that are kind of in around the city, they get kind of a bit of riffraff. And they can get a little bit grubby in parts, as you can see there. It's just hard to manage people. Some people just don't care. And they don't really have any standards, you know. And they just dump however they please. So Garron Noone, if you're watching this, you might be actually, you never know. Don't let the fuckers win. Get back on social media. Reinstate your accounts. Do more videos. The more people that just speak up, the better. And who was that lady up in Dublin? Now, she probably had a few filters on, but she looked kind of good. She looked good. A wall of garlic there. Don't let the Irish radical leftists, who seem to, you know, think they have the higher moral ground on everything, don't give them the satisfaction of shutting down shop, because the truth is on your side. Don't do a Kelly Harrington on it either and back down and start crying and end up needing counselling just because you know, endorsed a tweet by a Dutch so-called right-wing activist, Eva Landerbrook or something, Vlanderbrook. Look her up, by the way. She's absolutely stunningly beautiful. She's gorgeous. A smoke show. So yeah, like Kelly Harrington that time, complete basket case. What was I thinking? So these people like to think, you know, and I'm the victim of this as well. Anytime I open my mouth in social media, you get those who think they're holier than thou, that have a higher moral standing than you do, trying to put you in place. So just because I or you seem to endorse Conor McGregor's message, they'll say that you're anti-women, that you're the problem, you know. As I said, you won't see them posting about Aisling Murphy or, you know, other attacks. They're afraid to speak up about the Islamification of Ireland. You won't see them sharing any videos of foul play on women or anything like that. No, it's Trump and McGregor that they're worried about. See, that's the way the leftist mind thinks. We are struggling with the wokerati in Ireland, let's be honest. And you know, to those of you who are woke, you know, on the left, whether you're radical leftist or not, you know, let me see how you get on in a few years, you know, when the people that you love to complain about are less and less here in Ireland. When you're waking up listening to the call for prayer in your local mosque, are you going to join in? Why don't you? I don't know, is there anything else I need to say? Maybe I'll insert something. I probably will. You see, this is the problem with these videos. I don't really script them and I just ramble. And then when I'm sitting down editing the video, I'll be like, Jesus, why didn't I say this? Why didn't I say that? Yeah, I kind of tend to be a bit all over the place, but some of you watch, so that's the main thing. Some of you. And some of you even subscribe. So I'm at the car. I'll see you guys until the next time. It's over and out from me, the unbroken man. See ya.